going on, guys? Welcome back to the Wave. Now that Game 2 is in the books, let's go ahead and jump in and we could discuss and, have a conversation about what's really going on. All right, so this Game 2, I'm referring to, was very lopsided. Um, there wasn't really much coming from Indiana. They were having a hard time. The offense was just very stagnant. I know that all the starters had double digits. T.J. McConnell and Mathurin also did what they had to do. But if you look at the starters, it was just some inefficient numbers out there. 17 from Halliburton, but he did have 5 turnovers, so that kind of, with 6 assists, kind of, it's a little bit of bad play there. Nemhard, he hit some big threes, but not really too much coming from him. Miles Turner played decently, but obviously not enough. Naismith, he hit 4 threes. He was like their number one shooting threat, and he did decently, not too bad. 4 for 8 from the 3-point line. And Pascal Siakam was a little inefficient out there, but he did go to the free throw line 9 times. So the starters did what they had to do. McConnell and Mathurin, but it was really the OKC show last night. Let's go ahead and take a look over here. First, we have Chet Holmgren, who had a bounce back game. He played really bad in the game 1 with 15. Jalen Williams with 19. Some big shots. And Shea Gilgeous at 34. Great night for him, 11 for 21. He went to the free throw line 12 times. And Casey Wallace and Lou Dort didn't really give too much on offense, but obviously their defense and other intangibles. Like, he had only 4 points, but his plus minus is 12. How is that possible? He's out there playing D and do what he needs to do. And if you look at the team, the whole entire team played at least some minutes in the game. Alex Caruso had a big night, some big threes. He had 20 points off the bench. Wiggins had 18 off the bench. And that's literally almost 40 points alone. 40, that's 38. And then you had 2 from Mitchell, 3 from Hartenstein, 2 from Joe. That's it's at least 45 points. And yeah, the bench definitely came to rock out. And Chet, Jalen, and Shea, that 3, that core, that they combined for over that's over at least 70 points. So it's just a dominating night, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the run that I thought was what sealed this game away. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. All right. So now we just have some footage that we can sit there and break down together. And this is kind of where I felt like the game was insurmountable. Halliburton had just hit a 3 to push it to 85. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we see out here. So we have Shea Gilgeous, he's bringing up the ball. Okay, so we just cut down. He gets his little post action. He's in the corner. They trap him. He finds the read. He hits Holmgren. Holmgren skids it across for Wiggins. They swing the ball. They hit side to side, and that disorients the whole defense. And Wiggins off the bench was literally a monster, and that was one of his big threes that he hit for his 20 points off the bench. And then, that's really what, this is kind of where I felt like the game was put away. If Aaron Wiggins again hits him with a little flare, he runs out to catch a 3. But Shea Gilgeous just walks into where he needs to go, does what he's done all season. He creates that space. He gets to the space, gives the bump, rises, shoots. He's been doing that all year, his whole career. That's his go-to move, and he's just getting to his spot. We have Halliburton coming down. They still have time to make a run. That was a little weird of a pass, but you have Mathurin with the Euro step and with the tough layup. So he's keeping them alive, but it's still a 20-point game with 5 to go. They have to get a stop if they have any chance of winning the game. Let's see what happens. Now we have a pitch out from Williams to Alexander, and he literally just first step, takes him to the lane, delays the pickup going with the left hand, and then finishes strong with the foul. And it's really not looking good. Poor discipline out there, and if you got to get a stop. You have Homer with the high pick and roll. Once he crosses through that, he splits it between them. finds Caruso. He literally drew four guys. Like he made four guys look at the ball, found the open dude, hit the shot. That's just how you do it out there. Um, Now they're up by, I believe that's over 20 points. They're hovering in a 20-point lead, and from what it looks like, and that's really all she wrote. That's kind of how they finished out the game. And Shea Gildress and all the starters are pulled, and that's what she wrote. That's how the game finishes up. Just a tough run. Indiana just couldn't get a stop there, and OKC was just really doing everything they needed to do out there, and I was really pleased to see that. Again, like I said, just to reiterate how I feel about the series, I still think it's OKC in 6 or 7. But like I said, I just don't think Indiana is bad of a team. I think they're really good. And let's see what they do in game 1. Remember, they did steal home court advantage, so in Oklahoma City winning this game was essential for them to even continue the series with a clear head. They're going into Indiana now. Let's see how they respond. Can Oklahoma City take game 1 first? Or can Indiana really lock in and take a 2-1 lead? And only time will tell. But in all honesty, man, this has been a great playoffs and finals run, man. And I'm having a great time. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me on the wave, man. Coach Andre. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace out. Ciao. I'll see you later. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the clap again. What's going on, guys? Welcome up.